morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money betting with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, January 11th. We've got big time NFL action today, a triple header of playoff games. Try to follow up yesterday's incredible action there. It's going to be hard to top those games, as crazy as they were yesterday. And, well, we know who is going to advance, and we maybe know who's going to play who as well in the playoffs. We'll see who's going to take on Seattle in Seattle, who's going to take on Chicago in Chicago. We'll find out with our one NFC game, San Francisco and Philly. And also in the AFC, we know so far Denver is going to be at home, but we'll have to see about the other matchups with our two AFC games here tonight. We'll preview the three games for tonight. We'll also preview the NBA, NHL, college basketball as well today on a busy Sunday. Nothing like yesterday. It was overload yesterday with all the great games, but a little bit lighter today, and we'll preview those football games, man. Let's get to it here in just a moment. I want to say hello, though, first to everybody in the chat. Come join us here on the show today, and also you can get more picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. You'll be able to get my additional selections. I'm hopefully going to give you some winners here on the show for today in just a moment, but if you want to get some more timely information closer to tip-off, I'm trying to bring you some winners here with my plays. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. Hello to everyone in the chat. Kane was here first and Twisted. Robert McCormick is here and ready to go. James Parm also ready. Futon Betts is here today. All right. Good to see Futon in there. Blake is here today. Andrew K is in as well. And Twisted said he thought the Panthers was going to get that upset. Hey, I had the losers here on the total, but yeah, we might have been on those underdogs there, and we'll see how it goes again today with the matchup. So great to see. I'm reading what Twisted said there. Bills money line, lean under. 49ers money line, lean to the over. Lots of leaning in there. Good to see Twisted there. Toucan as well. And he's got so much winning going on there with the playoffs. Man, I don't know if it can get any better today after what we saw yesterday. In the nightcap, of course, the Bears over the Packers. Well, so much for Matt LaFleur. I guess we'll have to see. Is John Harbaugh on the phone right now? I mean, you got to have a coach that can get you to the Super Bowl here. I know the injuries took their toll late in the season on the Packers, but man, when you look as impressive as they did on the opening half yesterday, first three drives, 21 points. I mean, how do you not sustain that lead in the second half? And, you know, from all the goofball decisions that were made out there, from how throwing at the one, throw it to a lineman, whatever. I mean, it's just not championship football. And when you have Love unquestionably doing a great job with a mix of receivers in there, man, it felt like he deserved better in that game. And I think Matt LaFleur let him down. And I'm wondering if Matt LaFleur can sustain here over another season. I guess when you keep going to the playoffs, that's one thing. But man, maybe this is where Harbaugh ends up with the Packers here, possibly. We'll see what the owners of the team do here with the coaching situation moving forward. It turned out to be a disaster because in the last 8 drives of the game, they could only manage 6 points. They missed a point after. A 44-yard field goal was missed as well. Remember, they brought the kicker back. They had other kickers there. They had a school teacher in there. They had problems at certain positions this season for sure. The injuries took their toll, but they lose a fumble in there. It's not the coach's fault, but I mean, who are you giving the ball to here? So they lose their last 5 games. They were giving up 28 points a game there at the end, and it was just enough for the Bears. Don't slight their great comeback. I mean, I'm the apologist for Williams on this channel. A lot of abuse, of course, on these shows, but he's already established himself probably as a, look, Jay Cutler was around for a while. Jim McMahon led him to a championship. Yeah, there's some old timers in there too, but Caleb Williams is easily going to be the best quarterback the Bears have ever had. He's only been around for a couple of years. So he raced that 21-6 lead eventually, but the 25 fourth quarter points. And Chicago, look, first half, it was a complete opposite, right? They're the team that couldn't get anything done. Then the last 4 drives of the game there in the fourth quarter, 25 points to give them their first playoff win in 14 years. So what a performance by the Bears. Some incredible throws, some incredible catches as well. We talked about Loveland here on the show. Loveland here on the show, right? We were talking who might be the guy to get those catches, and he had 8 catches in the game. I mean, a huge game for him. Swift, clutch, Williams, of course, gets it done with those receivers. Of course, the incredible throw to Adunza there on the sideline. Man, what a game for the Bears. We'll see how they fare when they go in next round, and just have to see who they end up hosting here. Of course, if San Francisco wins, of course, they will end up, San Francisco goes in and ends up playing Seattle, right? Because there'll be a 6 if Philadelphia wins, and the Rams go play Seattle, and Philadelphia ends up with the Bears. So what a game there. And of course, in the other game, another wacky game that certainly came down the wire and changed hands a few times there late. Stafford with a 19-yard touchdown pass, 38 seconds left for the win. Puka Nacua was heading for the greatest first half in NFL history there. If he could have got that third touchdown reception wide open, probably could have went all the way, but still had a monster game despite the one drop. But the Rams defense, I mean, we were supposed to be a good defense, and they were looking pretty susceptible to the Panthers. I can still talk about the progress that Young has made this season, but we talked about Coker on the show yesterday, right? I mean, talked about he had kind of surpassed Leggett as a number 2 receiver, and man, he had a huge game, didn't he? 9 passes. I said McMillan would be the difference, but really it was Coker with 9 receptions for 134 yards and a touchdown. Rams did outgain Carolina, but they were not clutch on third down. Just 3 of 13. Carolina, they're supposed to be the kings of the fourth down, but they were 0 for 3 in the game on Saturday. So Stafford, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, not quite Caleb Williams. That was the best ever performance by a Chicago quarterback in Bears history for Caleb Williams. I didn't mention that, but that's amazing to think about it. Anyway, the Rams led early. They looked perfect on those 2 drives, and then they kind of went away from it there too, but credit Carolina's defense. But, Stafford got his hand hurt there, and from there he had a career-high 7 straight incompletions. Is that right? That's his record right there in that game last night. So we'll see the Rams get their fate known after today's game with San Francisco and Philadelphia. So, all right, see you guys in the chat here. And just want to talk about the game a little bit. And let's see here. Some good finishes there in NBA you guys are talking about there last night. I'm watching right now. One Day International here with and we got FA Cup going on, some La Liga, but India here, love it when I see Shubman Gill, but he just got out here recently, but Coley's got 70 here. All right, let me take a look at some of that NBA action. Hey, we also had some great NHL action here on the show. Rangers, Bruins over. We had a winner there. We had the Sharks yesterday over the Stars. They come back and got that win. Also, Columbus, Colorado under. We had Tampa Bay over Philly. We had Anaheim and Buffalo over. Had Toronto on the puck line. Man, a lot of winners here in hockey yesterday. Seattle on the puck line was a winner here on the show. We also had the Islanders and the Wild to go over yesterday. And also those NBA winners, you guys talking about a little bit of NBA action in there as well. We were bringing home some winners here with our NBA picks yesterday here on the show as well, including the Pacers there. We also had the Spurs here yesterday as well. All right, let's see who else is here in the chat. It's going to be our Tomps here today. And how about the Hornets? Oh, my God, they just destroyed we had the Jazz. That was a bad play, man. 150-95. And, let's see what else here. Yeah, you guys were talking about Wemby. Hey, we had the Spurs yesterday. I know we had the Spurs here on the show, right? Did I fail to mention that? We had the Spurs here yesterday, and good morning to Bar in the chat. Nebraska with a big comeback. We didn't really talk about the college games, man. Nebraska had to be the story of the day, right? I know Michigan lost, and we didn't preview the game. We talked about a tough game maybe there in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's played a top 25 schedule here, so they're pretty good. They beat Michigan. Nebraska with that big comeback. They were down 16 with about 17 minutes to go in the game, and came all the way back to win, and almost even, they did cover the spread, but they improved to 16-0 and 5-0 in the Big Ten. Texas beat Alabama 92-88. Also, there was a lot of upsets yesterday, actually, including a couple in the Ivy League there as well. So crazy games yesterday. Auburn and Arkansas. Auburn routed Arkansas 95-73. George Mason over VCU 86-80. VCU, not probably a little overrated there. A&M over Oklahoma. Florida routed Tennessee, and West Virginia came back to upset Kansas. All right, and maybe we should start the show here. Greg says, what happened to the Packers there yesterday? Public enemies here today. All right, let's go ahead and start to talk about these football games here today, and get started with the early one here with the Bills and the Jaguars here. And the Jaguars here are now a favorite in this game. The Bills kind of started as a favorite here with the betting open by 1.5 or so. Now the Jaguars have moved to the favorite. It makes you wonder what's going on here with the Bills. I couldn't believe that the Jaguars are being described here as the public team. I mean, really, is the public would really take a guy like Trevor Lawrence over Josh Allen here? That boggles my mind. I mean, if they're a public square team, then I just maybe not sure what people look for in their quarterback. Usually, you look for the guy with the been there, done that a little bit. Sure, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think if you look at the numbers, right, and the things you're supposed to do when you're maybe handicapping a game, right, and maybe the Jaguars do own this situation, own this current matchup here just for this week, not overall certainly here, but I'd harken back a little bit to the Bills' overall road record in the playoffs. It's not very good. In the Allen era, it's not as if the Bills haven't won road playoff games. It's just that in the modern era and with Allen as well, they haven't been able to win games on the road. They certainly have won road games before. In the past, I mean, especially you think back to some of those Bills teams back 1992. Of course, they won on the road. It was their big year, one of their big years back in the day when they were going to the Super Bowl frequently. But just with Allen here, it hasn't been as sharp when going on the road, unless you're the Bills are 0-4 against the Chiefs, basically, and 7-1 against everybody else in the playoffs. So I guess I just don't see it like I see the perception like everybody else. I would think that Josh Allen would be the one that the public want to bet. It almost makes me want to take the Bills, but I just don't think I can do it, especially the fact that the Jaguars have such a predominant run defense here, and I think he'll shut down Cook, and I think that'll be the key. I think if Cook can get off on these guys, that is certainly going to open it up and make it more available for Josh Allen to find these receivers, this group of receivers that, hey, the one thing the Buffalo Bills could have done better is stack him with a little bit better receiving core. I mean, when you got Shakir here and Cooks and Shavers and, Diggs has the off the field problems now again. And so you just wonder now, the Jaguars do give up a lot of yards and catches to tight ends. So hopefully Kincaid is coming in here at least healthy enough. It does seem like he'll be fine to go. And, when you have a guy like Knox, it definitely is one of the better 1-2 punches when it comes to the tight end position. That's where I think Josh Allen is going to have to go here. In fact, if I had to look at players on the Bills who I like today in their props, I'd go to both Kincaid and Knox in this game. I think Allen should have to use these guys quite a bit in order to make this go today, because I think it will be tough for Cook. And, Johnson has the injury tag on him here right now, so you got to wonder how much Ty Johnson can really get done. Sure, he carried the bulk of the load in that last game with Cook, basically resting here. And good thing that Josh Allen was resting here. When I think of this line move a little bit, and I think about what Josh Allen has been doing, getting sacked a little bit too, you wonder if Josh Allen is 100% healthy coming into the game. And maybe there's a little bit of that to this situation. And there's no doubt that Jacksonville, if you looked at all the playoff teams, it's hard to argue that they're not the hottest team, even statistically, especially with the way the offense is producing right now, winning their last 8 games, scoring 33.5 points per game here, and really cruising at this point of, against the spread here, just a killer run right now by Jacksonville. And maybe it kind of snuck up on people or whatever, but now all of a sudden I guess the public is all into it and they see what's going on and they want to pounce on Jacksonville, or at least that's what they're telling me, with the betting percentages coming into this game. Is that how you guys see it as well? Because I show Buffalo actually the slightly public team, but the more I watch the talking heads, they kind of portray the Jacksonville Jaguars as the public team here, as the people taking it, not the sharps, from Buffalo being a favorite to Jacksonville being a favorite. So we can get ready and hear from you in the chat in this one today with Buffalo and Jacksonville here. Can't wait. For all 3 of our games here today. Buffalo's still 4-2 on the road. Their last 6 games overall, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games coming in. So, they're in pretty good form. It's just that Jacksonville's just in red hot form here, no doubt about it. 7-1 against the spread home favorite. Buffalo now an underdog, 2-0 this year in the underdog role, but Jacksonville still 12-5 against the spread. They've covered all 8 games in a row as well. And 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over. This total's dropped from 52 down to 50.5 here right now. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here in Jacksonville have gone under, although the last meeting wasn't back in 2021, a 9-6 Jacksonville win here. In the previous meeting before that was in 2018, but it was only 10-3. So they've played some really duck down, drag out defensive games, but that was quite a while ago. Recently, of course, Buffalo walloped them last season 47-10 in a regular season meeting in Buffalo. So let's see what you guys have in this one. And I'm probably going to go with the under here at 50.5. see what you guys are doing here in this one. But man, I just think that Buffalo's really up against it. They never win these road games here, and you've got a team like Buffalo here that really is struggles on the road, and Jacksonville playing at the peak of their peak of their form here right now. Okay, let's see what everybody's got. Here's Greg. He's saying Buffalo takes this one down. Hey, some steam interrupting us here. It's some NBA steam, actually. Pelicans and Magic. I heard one other one and catch up on that, too, as we get to the picks here. Pelicans and Magic, some steam to the over here right now at 233.5. We're up to 234.5 or 235 right now. Pelicans and Magic. Here's some steam coming in right now on the total over in that one. Also, the NBA steam that came in a few moments ago also was Miami and New Orleans. Steam to the over in that one. It was Miami and Oklahoma City. I'm sorry, Miami and Oklahoma City. It was 232.5, and we're up here now to 233.5 right now. Miami and Oklahoma City. Some steam came in on the over. All right, Twisted says he thinks the public is because of their winning streak here. They've caught everybody's attention. I guess the Bills 7-1 is not quite the Jaguar or 5-1, whatever it is. They're still the Buffalo Bills and just Josh Allen. Is that a reflection on, people forget how great Josh Allen is? He's certainly, I would think, the best quarterback best quarterback going in these playoffs right now, certainly without, and even if the Jacksonville and Kansas City were in here, I mean, right now, Josh Allen was the man in form all season long here. Yeah, there's some ups and downs here, but you're always going to trust him, it feels like. R. Tom's on the Bills here. Greg says you got to trust Josh before Lawrence, right? You have Liam Cohen here in his first game as a head coach, but you also have had before, Trevor Lawrence has, if you want to go with the Ben here, done that angle, right, a little bit. You could say that Lawrence has tasted the playoffs before. He has a playoff win before. So, and the Bills, did they look bad? I mean, they looked bad in the game against Philadelphia there? I mean, they almost won that game. They were favored. They didn't win it, and it was an awkward game, a late season, regular season game that ends up with a 13-12 and, weird conditions. Robert liking the Bills here. Josh Allen was built for this. I am the great D-Money's here as well. And Greg says it'll be the experience of the Bills here. And, they've certainly been there right now. They've been to the playoffs. Allen, 7-6 record in the postseason. They're in the playoffs for the 7th year in a row. Bills tight ends, I'd say so, Twisted. I mean, these are my favorite guys in this game are Knox and Kincaid. And for Jacksonville, I would think I like Etienne and maybe even Tootin even more there. I think Tootin, his numbers are a little low, and I don't think Etienne is a total, handle all the bulk of it anyway. Hopefully won't be have a bad day like his brother did, right? All right, Josh Allen can step up today. Just twisted. Hey, Sancho's here. Hello to Sancho. He says, "Fly, Eagles, fly," and then he says, "Bills money line," and so he's got maybe he's got that Bills Eagles. So he's on the right channel here. Sancho's on the right channel here. Look, we're supposed to pull for the Bills and Eagles here. We got, but don't forget my Chargers are playing tonight too. So we'll get to it. Blake going under. Thanks for all the comments, you guys, on the big game here. Bills money line, team total over. Okay, Charles Philip Bowen is here. That's right. That's the big thing, too, I think, here, that the Jaguars haven't allowed that 100 yards rushing, and the fact that the Bills are not that great. I think that's why I like Bills aren't great against the run. Against the pass defense, actually, the Bills have done a nice job this season. I think it could be tough sledding a little bit. The guy I kind of like in the game, not sure I'm totally down with Thomas and Myers here, but watch out for Parker Washington. I mean, look at the numbers this guy put up in the last 3 games, and his prop numbers came in uh, like they didn't include the last 3 games. The 6 receptions, 145 yards against Denver, 115 yards against Indiana, 87 yards, a touchdown against Tennessee. So Parker Washington is probably the guy you want to look at. Just because Thomas and Myers are, kind of still ahead of him on the depth chart, I think it might be tough for him to get, but the numbers are low enough that, and he obviously crushed his numbers over the last 3 weeks. Parker Washington did, but I think Lawrence will look. Thomas is great. Everyone says Myers as well. So, all right, Allen, can he break his little playoff curse here? And Sancho saying stop the middle of the field passes, force Lawrence there to run. Is that what that says there? Mike likes the under here. Nuke is, of course, on his Bills here in this one. Lawrence loves to take off running, and I don't like when he does. I mean, I also don't like Lawrence as a quarterback sneaker, if that's a real word. Look, I think Lawrence, he's a good core. You could do worse than have Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it's easy to criticize him. Maybe he has underachieved to this point. And, Mike talks about how he rode the wave there a little bit in Clemson. But look, like I said, there's only a handful of guys, maybe a dozen guys who could do the job relatively adequately. I think you'd have to include Lawrence in those numbers here. I think this team in general has kind of arrived a little late. Weren't we expecting a little bit more from guys like Lawrence and Etienne, the way he splashed out of college as well? He was so exciting there. All right, let's see. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. And that's right, Charles, but can he do it today? And I would say no. I'd probably be on the under with the Buffalo running game here. Greg says he is good. He is awesome, but you're dealing against a top 5 run defense here in this one, right? Twisted, I don't like when he goes high, and I don't like when he goes low, and I don't think that ATN is a power enough back to give the ball to. I think that maybe that's part of the problem too. But Tootin might be the guy. But I think we got to go to Rootin' Tootin' in there on those short yardage situations. He's more of a bowling ball, isn't he? When you think about it. Also, a little down on Brenton Strange here. I got Buffalo as a top 6 pass defense against tight ends as well. So I think it'd be tough for Brenton Strange here today. Again, I want to ride the running game a little bit and own the ball if you're Jacksonville here. So I'm going with the under as my pick in the Buffalo-Jacksonville game. And I think you guys are done in the chat.
Major line move.
And enjoy that one. Okay, next up. Now, I think there's live coverage here on the channel today. I guess there was live coverage yesterday as well. I thought Razor was off, and I didn't catch up with what we had going here on the channel yesterday. But, man, I like what Greg's saying here. We're not even there yet. But can the Chargers win it all? I don't know. Sancho here with his plays, Bills, Eagles, Patriots. So I know I would expect to be on there. I don't know if it's for this. I would think maybe it's for this game today with Mike's Eagles here and not the late game, but I don't know. But let's go with it here with the 49ers taking on the Eagles here tonight. And Eagles here, man, they're up to a 6-point favorite. Wow. Is there more injury news for San Francisco coming in? They have already a ton of injuries. We know that they do coming into this one, but we'll see here in Philadelphia tonight, San Francisco. I mean, this is a great organization. I kind of trust their depth a lot of times here and kind of startled by the move, quite frankly, given that Philadelphia's offense really hasn't cranked it up here a little bit. But look, San Francisco's defense has been injured and beat up all year, and that's why they've kind of, another year. I remember, think of how this program has had to kind of come back a little bit from last year and still to put themselves in position. A couple weeks ago we did take them at 15-1 to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be hard from this position now, especially here, a 6-point dog, but also with road games here. I was kind of banking on them to secure the home field throughout the playoffs, actually. But you know what? They had some poor performances there for sure. Late in the season, particularly the Seattle game, which they were supposed to win. That's how tight the NFC was this season, that you can almost flip-flop the whole standings in 1 week like they pretty much did. So, all right, well, the last few times the Niners were in the playoffs, they've had some wins, certainly, and they've had some losses, but the Eagles are here for the 5th year in a row and the 8th time in 9 years. We know they've been Super Bowl champs, and that maybe has attracted some of the attention of bettors here as well. But, up to 6 right now with this team, that offense has not necessarily clicked all season long. Now, I know the Niners have been giving up big-time yardage, so maybe there's a little of that too. They've been allowing 400 yards per game in each of the last 2 games here. The Niners just 1-4 against the spread as an underdog this season. When Brock Purdy came back in, everybody loved Mac Jones, and hey, I did too. I mean, what a great replacement. They might have the best 1-2 punch in the league, really, if you think about it. But then once we saw Purdy come back, we're like, yeah, maybe Purdy is a little bit better here. But, for Jalen Hurts, whether or not it's been a matter of confidence for Hurts, getting rid of the ball in time, trusting his receivers a little bit, maybe that's been part of it, maybe hanging on the ball too long or so. But and also not really getting out on the run as much. I think we might see Hurts kind of use his legs more here today. The Eagles in their last 5 home playoff games, 5-0 straight up and 4-1 against the spread. Eagles have gone under in 7 of their last 9 games. Now, I will say this. In the last 8 years, in the NFC game between the number 3 and the number 6 seed, the number 6 seed has won 7 of the last 8 meetings and gone 8-0 against the spread. That's where the San Francisco 49ers are slotted in this 6-3 game. So this has always been, this is the equivalent of the 5-12, if you know what I mean right now. So if anything, again, the spread's gone up, and this position never wins. It's just that maybe the Niners are so beat up on defense that they just don't have enough here to keep up with the champs. My favorite player in this game is Mike's favorite player in this game, and that's Dallas Goedert. I think he's the man to take the props on here. I don't know if I like a lot of guys in the prop department here in this game, but I do like Dallas Goedert in this game in the props. He's the one guy that I'm willing to go pretty hard on over here in this one. Look, I think it's a tough matchup for Brock Purdy here, but if McCaffrey just has his regular game, I think that's probably enough to get a cover here, I would think. And I also think that with Brian Robinson, I think his numbers came a little bit short, and the way they like to use, McCaffrey not as much in the passing game, but Robinson, probably should have had more chances here. It feels like of late they just use McCaffrey so much, and wish they would be a little bit more balanced with him. Also, Kyle Juszczyk obviously stood out a little bit in that game against Chicago a couple of weeks ago with that touchdown. It used to be Juszczyk was kind of the man you look for a little bit, but you might have to today because, the Eagles are terrific against tight ends. I think it's really tough for Kittle here, actually. And, Tonjes is a good receiver. Obviously, he's put up some numbers there. It's just that when you got Kittle back, you almost just overlook getting the ball to the other guys. So I don't know if I like Kittle in this matchup, actually. I think it's going to have to be a strong dish of CMC here. And also, Jawan Jennings. Look, I think the Eagles can clamp down on these guys a little bit, especially if Pearsall's not 100%. In fact, the guys that I would look for here a little bit, maybe I'm sprinkling a little bit deeper here on the 49ers receivers. I might look to Demarcus Robinson. I might even look to Kendrick Bourne. here is a little bit of a long shot in this game for the 49ers. In fact, those are the guys that I actually would prefer over Jennings and Pearsall, not to get all the yardage, but just to supersede their fantasy number, their prop numbers here today. So for the Eagles, I'm not overly sold on them offensively in this matchup, but I'm not down on them at all either. I think the numbers reflective here of being able to get the appropriate yardage here with Hurts, with Brown, with Smith in that one. And like I said, I love Goddard here in this situation. And Barkley too. I just think their numbers are set a little bit high. I'm not willing to really give out a public play necessarily here right now on the show. If we have a show later on, maybe we will, but I like the over in this game between San Francisco and Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia can get their team total, but I also think the Niners, I think this move is not warranted, if you will. It feels very, very sharp to me, actually. So I don't know how you guys see it. I mean, San Francisco is a public team, a public dog here. I know that. And the move came in on the Eagles. That, to me, reeks of very, very sharp here, even for an NFL game. So it is worrisome here, but hey, I'm kind of a square here on the show, and maybe, just maybe, I think that move is unwarranted. So we'll see. I mean, the Dogs are already looking pretty good here in the NFL playoffs, obviously, so far. So we'll see. If the Phillies get a blowout win here, man, they could be ramping it up. Ramping it up here for sure. And well, maybe we want to look at that Philly and Buffalo Super Bowl matchup here to fulfill the brothers Super Bowl matchup. Let's go and see what you guys got here in this one. I'm probably talked enough. Art Thompson's going to be on the Niners every time. And hey, if Art Thompson's here, I probably got to be on the Niners too. But I'm taking the over as my official play here, I think. And Mike says, always root for those Bills. Remember, it was always the Chris Berman. It still is, isn't it? The Chris Berman Super Bowl, San Francisco and Buffalo. But better get there soon before Chris has to retire. Robert on the under here as well. Nuke's on the points here. So maybe it's a little hey, we're looking public here, I think. Bar on the under here. Greg's got it. I think he likes San Francisco here as well. Twisted 49ers money line in the over. They really can't, Sancho. Even Philadelphia should be able to get some yardage today. I'm really not down on anybody in this Philly lineup. I'm not, like I said, Goddard's the only guy I really want to press the gas pedal on, though, with the prop bets today. But I'm probably not fading the Eagles offense here like I might be on some of the 49ers, though. But like I said, I just think that the Niners have some high numbers too. I'm not ready to go in on McCaffrey. I just think McCaffrey, look, the number is bet up or whatever, and McCaffrey, has a McCaffrey tax, but he still should come close enough to those. And if you see, those kind of numbers, right, that McCaffrey should be able to make some noise in this game. It's hard to contain him, that's for sure. I'm not putting the fade train on him. I just don't know if I can get there with him. All right. Saquon in playoff mode. Can he do it here? Do they need, do they need an overwhelming Saquon? They need the balance, I think, there. Toucan Eagles first half. I think that's what that says there. And if they're losing full game, okay, gotcha there. 9 legacy, 49ers money line. And San Francisco play like the Seattle game, they'll be in trouble. No doubt about it. But look, I think one of the things, now, I don't know if you're into this necessarily, but one of the things that I've looked at here this postseason, and we'll see if it pays off, right, are the record of the teams that are in the playoffs against other playoff teams. And we've seen already some of these teams. Carolina lost. They're 2-5 against playoff teams this year. Green Bay 2-4 against playoff teams this season. Philadelphia 3-3 against playoff teams this season. San Francisco was 4-4. The best is Seattle. 6-2 against playoff teams here. Now, you know who they are. I mean, there's the Rams, the 49ers, and whatnot. But Jacksonville was 5-3 against playoff teams, and Denver was 4-2 against playoff teams. I'm just kind of comparing it, Greg, with and Pittsburgh's 1-5, by the way. I mean, we talk about that tomorrow, and I know that Pittsburgh's starting to get a lot of momentum from the bettors here. Jalen Hurts is a winner, says Sancho. Hard to argue that. And right twisted, it may be just enough here. Just enough for Purdy here. Like I said, I'm kind of banking on McCaffrey to keep things loose enough, and then I'm going to stun him here with the Robinson or Bourne here and go deep on the receivers a little bit. Sancho has it as an absolute blowout. Says they've been waiting for this. They've been keeping this offense under wraps this season. Mike likes the under here. Greg says you can't really trust Purdy. I don't know. I mean, he's had, I think he's been, the pieces keep changing under Purdy. I mean, help this guy out. He's losing, the Ayuk disaster. He didn't want to keep Debo around, or, well, whatever Debo's issues were here. So, look, Pearsall, this poor guy, I mean, he's been saddled with some injuries here. You kind of want to like this guy a little bit, and he's waiting for the breakout game, and he can't even get healthy here for this one. And this is the game they kind of need him right now, it feels like, especially if Jennings can't really get going a little bit. All right, I think we've got you guys down here. I think you guys are done here. So, all right, I'm on the over here in this one. Look, I was 0-2, and I picked totals on here. Now I'm on the record with the 2-0 record with the underdogs there yesterday. So, not on this show, but we're on another network, if you know what I mean. All right, let's go to my Chargers here now, and hopefully you guys can pump me up a little bit. Get ready for this one against the Pats. I'm not overly confident here, that's for sure. I think the Chargers' injuries are going to spell doom.
Final.
But they've been surprising me all season long, so why don't they surprise me now? And, the Chargers' biggest wins in franchise history have kind of mostly come on the road in surprising results, actually, in the past. They've been, every time they're kind of in position to win as a favorite or something, where they're expected to win, they're kind of chokers. In fact, the Chargers, one of their biggest choke jobs ever came against the Patriots. They were ready to beat Tom Brady and advance to the championship, and the Chargers intercepted Brady with just a minute to go, whatever, 114, 140, whatever it was in the game, and the Chargers intercepted the ball. But Troy Brown went and stripped the ball back, and the Patriots recovered, and it was a change of possession. It was supposed to be, I think, fourth down. And because it was intercepted, the old change of possession happened. The Patriots got it back at first down, went down, tied the game with a touchdown pass from Brady, kicked a field goal in overtime. The Chargers lost at home in a game that they basically had the Patriots beat. And it's been like that. I'm a Chargers fan. The time we won on to get to the Super Bowl was like a miracle game that, they pulled out of their butt over the Steelers on the road in incredible fashion, with like a no-name defense making a big play and a bomb to Tony Martin from Stan Humphries in the fourth quarter when no one expected it. So maybe they can do it unexpected here today against the Patriots, because it does feel a little difficult for me. I rate the Patriots a lot higher, I think, than most. They've done some things this season that are reminiscent of Super Bowl caliber teams. It's just that they don't have the experience right now. It's not been there, done that for this team. In fact, that might end up being their misfortune here this season. They might win this one, but they've got to go up against some other experienced teams. I just like the Patriots better than the Broncos. I like the Patriots, better than Jacksonville even. I think this, I'd rather trust a guy like Drake May here in some of these games in the AFC. I still think the NFC is much better than the AFC, and, are likely to win the Super Bowl. I don't know who's going to represent the AFC necessarily, but Patriots come in with a great record, 14-3, first playoff team in 4 years here. The Chargers are in the playoffs for the third time in 4 years. If anything, they're the been there, done that team. Now they got beat last. They should have won that game against. That was a disappointment. I mean, I know it was closely rated, but they shouldn't have lost to that Houston team last year. So you kind of wonder the Chargers' offensive line problems here. Everybody says, try to get somebody to. The Chargers got 2 good linemen. They're just out of this game. When they're in the game, those are the games the Chargers rocked and crushed on some of those games, really, especially earlier in the season when people weren't necessarily taking note at the time.
Major line move.
And now they might get a little bit exposed here in New England. So we'll see. But Herbert 0-2 in the playoffs here, but Jim Harbaugh has experience. He's been to the Super Bowl. Of course, remember he lost to his brother, future Green Bay head coach John Harbaugh. Chargers gone under in 6 of their last 8 games coming in. Vrabel, he's 2-3 in the playoffs in his career, though he lost twice at home with the Titans. Patriots 8-3 against the spread this year. Now, much like the game that I mentioned there when I was comparing the 3 and 6 seed in that matchup, this is kind of the same situation here in this portion of the playoffs. In the last 5 years, the number 2 seeds here actually crush in this matchup. They're 9-1 straight up, 7-3 against the spread against these 7 seeds here. So not great news for the Chargers necessarily, but they've lost 5 of their last 7 also here in New England, going just 3-4 against the spread. But they've won the last 2 in the series after losing the previous, I think, 7 straight games. So all right, you guys can help me and try to see what you guys like. If you like the Patriots here, I mean, look, we know the Patriots smash, and they probably will today. I don't have a lot of confidence here in the Chargers, but I'll be rooting for them. I'm going with the under in this one with the Chargers and the Patriots here. Herbert just keeps getting crushed here right now, and he's had a broken hand as well. Okay, let me go back here in the chat and see what we got when we started on this game. And oh, come on, Sancho, please! A big difference here. The Clippers are historically the biggest joke in all of sports. Thought it would change with this owner, but he's a goofball too. Tried to circumvent the rules, throwing his money around. Okay. Yep. No, you got to twist it. There are definitely some you can look at the schedule a little bit here. I mean, when you're playing also the Jets and you're playing Miami, hasn't been a tough schedule. I think, if anything, that's one of the draw. I think that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, I mean, it's got to be one of the drawbacks of the Patriots here a little bit. I would contest the Chargers. I think playing Denver, playing Kansas City, even if they didn't make the playoffs, I still think that's a pretty big deal. The Raiders were a joke, obviously. Good morning to Ken Mizrahi here today. Chargers for Robert, Chargers for R. Thompson. Maybe a lot of people liking that hook too. Greg likes it for an upset. And let's see here, 9 Legacy. It's all Chargers with you guys here. And you're not just saying that because this is my little show on here, right? Robert here on the over. I think R. Thompson maybe with Robert here in this one. Look, at 46, I'm just I'm going to always gravitate towards the under here first. I don't know if there's a whole lot of trends here that might point to an under. In fact, if you look overall, I think you could see possibly some over trends in the matchup. New England's gone over in 5 straight. They've gone over in 6 of their last 7 at home. It's the Chargers that are going under right now in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. They lost the last 2, but Overall, Chargers are 3-5 to the under on the road, 7-10 to the under overall, but New England 11-6 to the over,
Major
7-4 to the over as a favorite. Wager Detective is here. Hello to Wager Detective. He's got Bills and Jaguars under. Thank you, Wager. I feel that's what I went with at the top of the show there, Wager Detective. Good to see you in here. Nate's got the Pats to smash my Chargers here. And let's see, Sancho also Patriots here. And Greg, look, I think the coaching, I'm going to actually give it a little bit of there are some flaws sometimes in Harbaugh. As I think he's more. Look, I like Vrabel. What Vrabel does, kind of with what he has, and I think Harbaugh tries to make what he wants with a team. And I think there's a little bit of difference there, and that's the one flaw I think for Harbaugh here, especially because he relies so heavily on his quarterback. It seems like, look, it's a great match for Harbaugh. I knew immediately. I mean, look, I was on these channels when Harbaugh got the job, and I said, this is going to be a big difference for the Chargers, and it has been. He does make a big difference. But isn't enough at this point, especially with this offensive line down. If this offensive line was in, I'd be ready to challenge. I'd be ready to stick up for the Chargers a little bit, even with Nate here and the Pat. It's just that I think it's been a big factor. He keeps getting crushed a little bit. I do want to see what the Patriots have at wide receiver. I really have to question these guys right now. If I had to look one area here, I'm trying to find a situation for the Chargers here.
Major line move.
Like I mentioned, with the situation with Diggs right now, you got him basically here. Let's see what his overall status is. Fine here. But again, these off-field issues here
Major
a little bit
move.
are such a have to be in the back of the mind of everybody here right now. And Booty also was a questionable here, and he feels like Booty's going to be such a big guy here right now on this team today, and he just has been such an underachiever in these few weeks since he kind of busted out there against the Giants. So with Demario Douglas, I think the Chargers can keep these guys down too. Now the Chargers, in my opinion, have the number one run defense right now going here in the NFL. You might have some other ideas, but look, it's funny how Ramondre Stevenson has kind of passed Henderson back up a little bit, because Henderson's had those monster games and he has that breakaway speed. It's a good two-pronged attack that you'd love to have, but they're relying more on Stevenson right now. And look, he had the big game. He has the he's the stronger guy, and Henderson is the speedy guy, but the Chargers do a great job, and the Patriots do too. I have the Patriots the top 7 run defense here. The only guy I'm really happy about on the Chargers here, it's got to be McConkey. He's costing me money here. McConkey continues to be a huge disappointment. If he doesn't have a good matchup here in this one, I don't know when he would. He's been underachieving here for weeks right now. He really hasn't done anything special in the last 7 or 8 games. But this has got to be the game. If McConkey can just get going, maybe that could be the difference here with the Chargers in this one. So he's the guy that I'm really focused, even on the field for either team right now. He's the only guy where I really thought his numbers came low because of his production here over the last several weeks, way down. It's just that, Patriots against against, I don't want to say number ones necessarily. Maybe Keenan Allen's your number one, but McConkey, a possession receiver like that, Patriots just usually give those up. The Patriots just give those up time and time again. They let that catch underneath come in there every time. It's a problem for the Patriots for sure. But look, the Chargers, they've got a good back in Amari Hampton. He's injured. He's questionable here for this game. Hopefully he makes the lineup. He's dynamic if they could ever get this guy going. You saw how spectacular he was, and no one really seems to – he really runs the corner big time, but he's been hurt half the time here, and you wonder if he's not injury prone. And he comes in less than 100% here. And Kimani Vidal, to me, is just a, almost an injury replacement player. I would never take this combination of Hampton and Badal over guys like Stevenson and Henderson right now, or Henderson and Stevenson. Now, I think Hampton has a chance to be, because they like throwing the ball to this guy too, and he can catch the ball. He gets good numbers in the receptions. If you're playing Hampton, you should play him in his R&R, not just his rushing here. They like to throw to him, and they've been throwing to Badal too, which kind of caught me by surprise here recently. So again, McConkey's the guy I really only like. Quentin Johnston did get back. He finally showed up in a game, but it seems like they bumped his numbers up here too as well. So Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson, I'm neutral on those guys. I'm also neutral on Rondé Gadsden for the Chargers today, and kind of fading the Chargers' backs here, I think, a little bit. I think that's where they might end up falling short, not being able to run the ball here in this one. But McConkey is probably the guy that I like for the Chargers. And on the Patriots, like I said, I'm really not hot on anybody on this. In fact, I'd probably try to fade Henderson and Stevenson. And also, I think that there might be a little bit of where's the workload going to be with those guys too? So I know I've gotten them wrong here in a couple of games where we saw Stevenson kind of overtake Henderson again as the back to get the bulk of the carries. So I'm not really qualified, I don't think, to make a full decision on that, but I might just to put it down, and maybe there'll be enough of a split, and if they can keep those guys down, that'll be important, because the Chargers can definitely pressure May a little bit and make him make mistakes. And I just want to, I just don't know where we're going to be as far as what we have here with, the Diggs situation. I mean, he got his arraignment postponed. In fact, that's probably a positive sign for him anyway. That's not a huge pressing issue in here. But Booty's the guy I want to play, but I'm a little worried about that injury tag a little bit too here, because I think Booty could be the difference maker. And as far as Hunter Henry, he's been incredible this year. This season for the Patriots. Chargers do well against tight ends. They have Hooper as well, but I don't know if Henry can get his numbers today. If he does, that's a problem for the Chargers. All right, then let's see anything else here with you guys. Hope that's okay. My predictions on the players here. Patriots should go under even if the Chargers do win. Bills have the problems here in this round. And can the Chargers pull one out of the old playbook here? The Chargers always got to rely on a little razzmatazz, I think. Yep, and the Bills on the road. That's where the problem is. You're talking about I want to confuse them there. I think somebody confused me there earlier when I was talking about Diggs, but favorites to get upset. I mean, look, the Dogs have done a nice job here right now, and the Dogs in general. I mean, to me, I just really always look into the Dogs right now in the postseason, the way it's going. We talked about that crazy stat there yesterday with the underdogs, the double-digit underdogs at home now 7-0, 7 straight wins for underdogs of four of more than 4 points in the NFL playoffs. Don't have any here today, but that's a kind of, and also, and we were talking about in the Chicago Green Bay game, that 1-10 record of those number 7 seeds, and how it works in today as well. So, all right, I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. Jim Harbaugh, he's a 60% head coach against the spread. You can bet on him every time, and take it home. And also some good stats with him as an underdog head coach as well. So, all right, see what else we got. And I think that's it. Andrew's going to take McConkey with me. Look, McConkey's got to be, if the Chargers win, we're going to be talking, if they win, if they can find a way to win, I think we'll be talking McConkey. McConkey will be the guy up there in the post-game, probably Herbert too, but they'll be with McConkey, and I think they need a monster game from him, quite frankly. And he just hasn't done it. Herbert 1-1, I think 1-1. What did I say it was? I had it here. I just read it off. for Herbert's record. 0-2. 0-2.
Time.
No wins for Herbert. Kept thinking that should have been a win last year. Nate says windy conditions here. Yeah, it has taken a turn. Apparently, we're talking about basically 32 degrees there and 8 to 10 miles an hour. But reports are could be getting even a little more windy there. So I'm on the under with Nate at least in this one. And let's see there. And let's see, that it here. Thanks a lot, you guys. We've been spending a lot of time on this. We got to get going here with the basketball, I guess. I think everybody's commented, got their plays in. And sure, let's do it, Kane. I'm with you. Let's be a blowout at first. Chargers will come back and fold on the winning drive. They'll probably miss the field goal. Wait, they won't miss the field goal. Come on, they've got the great Dicker the kicker. The Rams had Thicker the kicker. All right, I think everybody got those. Yeah, Greg, take them on the money line if you think they're going to win it. Okay, thanks, you guys. I can't wait tonight. I think, so I don't know, we're on the air for one of those games, I think, here tonight. Anyway, I missed last night's game. Wow, okay, yeah. Well, that does seem, I mean, maybe Herbert does take off running, but I don't know. I think the Patriots spy him too a little bit here. I think they can. I think they can afford to. Okay, let's get going. NBA big card here. 10 games today. I'd rather talk football all show long, but we got to get going here. And I don't even know if we have the guys here today doing the football show. We've had the other games. Okay, let's get going here on the NBA. We'll do it kind of quickly here. Let's go Pelicans and Magic here in this one, with Magic here favored at home right now by 6.5, total 234.5 here in this one. You got the Magic coming. I mean, the Magic coming in here 21-18. New Orleans 9-31. They just finally stopped that losing streak last time. Did the Pelicans finally picked up a win there last time over Washington, 128-107 to snap that losing streak, but still Washington been but still New Orleans hasn't been terrific here. They're just 8-9 ATS on the road. Orlando's nothing special as well. In fact, they're at 10-18 against the spread as a favorite. Pelicans look good. Obviously, in that last game against Washington, I flubbed that one up. I was like, this New Orleans skid is going to continue, but everyone said that they're still the more talented team here right now. Can they do it? Pull off another one here on the road? This is their third straight road game coming in here. Orlando's off of a home loss to Philadelphia. They haven't been covering anything here as well right now. So I don't know. It seems like the Magic are the better team here, but look out, all of a sudden is New Orleans fixing things here almost immediately right now. You guys can comment in the chat here in this one. I'm going to take New Orleans, I think, here with these points over Orlando here. Give me the Pelicans in this one. I didn't even read any trends here. I don't know how deep we want to go on these trends today with all the football and let's see here. New Orleans, they're just 0-7 their last 7 games against the Orlando Magic overall, 1-5 ATS in their last 6, but Orlando's 1-6 ATS in their last 7. But Orlando's won 10 of their last 14 at home, and New Orleans has lost 9 of 10. I'm on New Orleans. Let's go, Pelicans. I'm on New Orleans here. All right. And let's see here. 9 Legacies takes a Magic -10. Magic money line here. Greg is liking the Magic. Everybody likes the Magic but me. That's what happens when I'm so mad, because I really like Washington in that in that game, and they got blown out. Now I'm mad. I'm going to take the Pelicans here. Look, Pelicans are still 21-18 against the spread. Orlando's among the worst in the league against the spread, 15-24 ATS. Like I said, they've been a terrible favorite, so I'll just try to grab these points again. Greg says the Pelicans are terrible. What makes you think so? Is it the 8-31 record, 9-31 record now? All right. Oh, wow. Great. About time. here. Which one's back here? Mo Wagner is back here in this one, so he's I don't want to call him the lesser Wagner, but Franz is 22 points per game scorer. But all right, good to see him back. Suggs is out here for the Magic. Bay is out. Alvarado's out. Herb Jones is out for the Pelicans. Fernando's here today. All right. I'll keep it moving here right now, and I'm going to take the Pelicans. Let's go next up. Nets taking on the Grizzlies here. Another barn burner. Memphis coming here 16-22. Brooklyn 11-24. Both teams struggling here big time. Brooklyn lost a couple in a row here to Orlando and the Clippers. Memphis, meanwhile, with home losses to Phoenix, and they did cover against OKC. You got to give them some credit there, but hey, everybody covers against OKC these days. Memphis is 10-5 against the spread as an underdog. I'm sorry, 10-5 against the spread as a favorite this year. And Brooklyn's not very good. We know that, but Brooklyn has won 2 of the last 3 meetings between the two teams, although the teams met back in December, and Memphis won at home here, 135-119 as a 10-point favorite. Now they're only favored here by 6.5. In this one. So let's see what you guys have here. The total, I think, let me see here. It's up. It's almost 221 or so here right now. It's been going up a little bit. I don't know if I'm buying that. I'm going to take the under in this one between the Nets and the Grizzlies. Give me the under here with these two. I think if you look at these two overall, I mean, come on. You got Memphis 15-23 to the under, although usually those road dogs is kind of when they have more of a tendency to go under, I think. But Brooklyn 15-19 to the under is a dog here as well. So first meeting was over for sure, but the game in Brooklyn was only 210 points there, and they also played back no, I'm sorry. This is the first meeting of the season between the two teams. Please correct all that. First meeting of the season between Brooklyn and Memphis here right now. So that makes it even better for me, I think, right, in this one. I'm going to take the under here, and let me just get your comments, because I already blew this segment. Brooklyn has gone under in 13 of their last 20. This series is kind of an over series. Probably would have been a more correct statement. Memphis has gone over in 5 of their last 7 at home. Okay, here we go. With the Grizzlies game. And 9 Legacy says, Grizzlies on the spread. We do. Yeah, we have some injuries to check out here with the Nets. And let's see here. Porter Jr. out. Drake Powell is out as well. Zaire Williams out of this game. Ja Morant's out for Memphis. Konkar, he is questionable. Under here for our Tomps. I think we're on to one here, but the under actually, Robert says, take the Grizz. And Billy Eagle Flyer ready to go with those Eagles. I think 9 Legacy likes the Grizzlies here and an over there, possibly. Look at that. And Greg there talking about the Grizzlies. All right, keep it moving here right now. Next up. Sixers on the road here, taking on the Raptors, and this one Sixers favored here and heating up a little bit. Couple of wins here, back-to-back wins over Washington and Orlando. They've been covering too. Sixers are still one of the best road covers in the league, 13-3-1. They're 13-7 as a dog. Toronto 8-7 against the spread at home, but a lot of times that's as a favorite. Toronto gets favoritism a lot at home because any team that's subpar in there is always going to be a dog. So automatically Toronto, has a little built-in advantage there. But they're just 8-12 against the spread at home, but 9-6 against the spread as an underdog. So I think that kind of shows it. But still, you got to go against a Philly team that's really strong here in this role. This has kind of been their role as a road. On the road as a favorite. This is where they've really kind of excelled here this season. Philly's covered 5 of their last 6, but Toronto's covered 5 of their last 7, and Philly's just 1-5 ATS in the last 6 against Toronto. Phillies won 5 of their last 6 overall as well. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, although Toronto's gone under here quite a bit. They're 8-12 to the under at home and have gone under in 10 of their last 14 overall. Phillies a slight over right now, 5-7 to the over, 7 of the last 10 games as well to the over here for Philly coming in, and they're also 11-9 to the over as a favorite. But we've seen heavy pressure to the under so far in this one at, I think it's under 223 now, isn't it? Down to 222 here, and that's where I'm going. I'm taking the under here in this one with Philly and Toronto. Okay, I'm just checking out the cricket match here with the India and New Zealand.
Halftime.
India was minus 1,400 there when you had Shubman Gill was in there smacking away, and Rohit was in there doing it, and now it's all the way down to 475 here right now, and we'll see, man. Can India get there here a little bit? Running out of time. They're still a favorite, but man, they were minus 5,000 at one point. The take back on New Zealand was plus 1,400. Now it's down to 475, and the take back plus 350. Anybody watching this one day international with me today? I'm watching some Spanish league though here as well. FA Cup today going on as well. We got some FA Cup action here. Right now, Arsenal over Portsmouth, 3-1 late in the second half. We got 4 games at halftime here right now, including here West Ham 1-0 over QPR, and Norwich leading Walsall. And how about Blackburn and Hull? No score. Love the FA Cup. That was a great upset yesterday we were talking about. All right, let's keep it moving here. Right. Oh, let's see. We get some comments here. Fernando was on the nets. I missed some of these here. Memphis bounced back. Raptors on the spread. Our Tops Raptors plus the points here at home. Greg, I think he likes Toronto to win outright. How about that? Says it'll be a little bit of revenge here right now for that game back in November that Toronto won 121. Or I don't know. I had Toronto winning the last one. Maybe I'm wrong there. I think Greg told me earlier about that too. I just didn't change my script, or I missed it. I thought Toronto won the last meeting between the two teams. Okay. Oh man, Philly Eagle Flyer. I can't believe it. All right. And let's see. Charles had a 6-leg parlay in the FA Cup already here. Some Arsenal rocking Portsmouth. Earlier was Leeds over Derby 3-1. Okay, let's keep it moving here right now. I'm on the under there with Philly and Toronto. All right, next up. We've got the Knicks taking on the Trailblazers here, with the Knicks favored on the road in this one by 4.5. The total 230. And this one's kind of going down here a little bit. It feels like, Portland's been playing great. I mean, look, I know the Knicks are, they're the much better team right now, but the Knicks have been struggling here, and they're going to take on this hot Portland team that's on a massive winning streak right now. I say massive for them. Anyway, right now, Portland comes in here having won 5 straight. They're 5-0 against the spread in those games. The Knicks are one of the worst spread teams on the road this season, 5-13 against the spread on the road, and just 2-11 against the spread in their last 13 games. They've been crummy, and they've been crummy with Hart out. But Hart is nearing his return. It could happen today. It's going to be close. Here, let's see if they've the status has changed here of Hart. He is a glue guy. He's important that he's in there. He's questionable right now. Yabusele also questionable here. Robert Williams questionable for the Blazers. Drew Holiday questionable as well. Chris Murray out. Jeremy Grant is out. So some injuries here for Portland, but that hasn't bothered them. They've been having some injuries here of late, and they've been covering every game left and right. Right now, 5 straight covers, 2 of them against Houston, and they One and covered against Utah as a favorite. One and covered against New Orleans as a favorite. You got the money against San Antonio as well as a dog. So it's been a good time here for sure for Portland. Meanwhile, talked about the Knicks' woes, 5-13 ATS on the road, as I mentioned. And also, New York, though, has defeated Portland in 5 straight meetings between the two. 4 of the last 5 between the two teams have gone under here. Overall in this series, Portland's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. They're also 9-16 to the under as an underdog here. Now, the Knicks are a slightly over team, but on the road, they're just 9 overs and 9 unders, while at home they are much more overs at home. I guess I could just say it like that. So see what you got here in this one with Portland taking on the Knicks here in this one. I think I just want to roll with Portland tonight and try to keep it going here right now. Knicks aren't doing enough for me here to cover a number on the road. Let me take Portland in this one. All right, and see what we got in the chat here a little bit. Here's NYVAR on the Knicks. Charles on the Blazers here. Greg thinks the Knicks will get it done, but it'll be close enough to cover for the home team. Fernandez is at Orlando game, taking that steam here right now. Also, Knicks always win after a loss, and on the comeback there, he says. And they did beat the Clippers last out, coming in off of a loss to Phoenix. And here is 9 Legacy. Knicks on the spread. And Mike Humphrey on the under here. Fernando, Blazers, team total over. All right, I'm going to try the Blazers here in this one. Let's keep it going here right now with our next up, Spurs. And the Wolves here. A nice game here. Spurs coming in here 27-11. Meanwhile, Minnesota 25-14 coming in. Got Minnesota here, had their winning streak snapped last time out. They dropped a decision to Cleveland yesterday, 146-134. They did kind of come back there, thought they might have a chance to get the money. I think it was on the Wolves here on the morning steam, but that didn't work out as Cleveland was able to pull away and get that win. It was revenge. You guys pointed it out perfectly there, but I didn't go with it despite you guys telling me to. For San Antonio here, they did play also yesterday against Boston. You guys kind of mentioned it there with Wemby down the stretch, a 195 finish there in that game. Impressive for San Antonio to win that game at Boston, and Boston's been playing well enough. You got to respect what they're doing. The San Antonio is 9-4 against the spread as an underdog. Minnesota's been crummy against the spread, except they are starting to pick it up here a little bit of late. Early on, they were winning and not covering, but they've gotten some covers here of late. In fact, Minnesota's gone 4-1 straight up against the spread in their last 5 overall. San Antonio's just 1-5 in the last 6 games against Minnesota, yet have covered 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Minnesota's actually won 4 straight meetings overall between the two teams. So let's hear from you in the chat. Spurs have gone under in 5 straight games coming in here right now, but let's see what you think in this one with San Antonio and Minnesota here today. Minnesota a slight favorite at home against the Spurs. Both teams on the back-to-back here. Okay, here we go with Timberwolves on the spread, says 9 Legacy. Greg has this one. Spurs winning on the road. Wow, as a dog. Good job, Greg. Our Tom's on the Spurs here. And then I'll give you guys another second or two here with this one and see what you think here. But again, Spurs in this role pretty good as a dog. Now still Minnesota at 23-9 straight up as a favorite, but San Antonio has been a good underdog, no doubt about it. Here we go, a few more. Blake is on the Spurs here. Greg says he thinks that the Spurs should be favored over the Timberwolves. That's an interesting thought. All right. I'm on the under here in this one with San Antonio and Minnesota. Give me the under here with these two teams. Minnesota is 7-13 to the under at home this season, so I'm going to grab the under here. San Antonio obviously going, like I said, they've been going under here of late as well in 5 straight, so I got to take the under in this one. Next up, the Heat are taking on the Thunder here, and man, the Thunder, they're just broken. Well, they've won 2 straight here again, so that's okay. They're back. They didn't cover the spread, so that's what matters. But they did beat Utah. They did beat Memphis. They just have failed to cover in 4 straight games here. And you have a Miami team here that is in probably their best role. They're 12-7 against the spread as an underdog. They've been a profitable team this year here so far. So with the Heat, with the Thunder struggling, you got to wonder if they some of these spreads without a healthy team. Now, granted, you got to have SGA back in. It's not like the guys weren't like they when they weren't playing in that game, but SGA's in there, Chet's in there. Hartenstein is out of this game, however. Miami's perfectly healthy, reportedly coming into this game for the most part. So still feels like a lot of points, right? I mean, doesn't it? I don't know. Let me see what you guys have here in this one with Miami and the Thunder here. You know, the Thunder and Miami have already met once this, or no, I'm sorry, if this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Miami comes in here 1-5-1 ATS against Oklahoma City in the last 5 meetings, and they've lost 4 of the last 5 meetings overall. Thunder have still won 6 of their last 8 and gone 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. 7 of the last 10 meetings have gone under, but I don't see it that way here. In fact, I'm seeing up to 234 right now, and I've got the over in this one with Miami and the Thunder tonight. Give me the over here. I don't know if the trends necessarily reflect a huge move to the over. In fact, Miami is 8-11 to the over on the road. But I think for me in this one, I think I'm going to call it an over. Do the eye test maybe a little bit here, what I think will happen in this one. See if you guys are in on the chat here with Miami Heat on the spread here for 9 Legacy. Blake likes the Heat. Our Toms likes the Heat as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, Oklahoma's not covering because they've been kind of banged up, and after a while, I mean, how can you continue to beat some of these teams, especially if a team like Miami here that they've been profitable this year, to say the least. VAR is on Miami as well. All right, I got to keep it moving here right now and go up with the next up. The Wizards are taking on the Suns here. Suns are favored by 14. Wow, 229.5 here. The Suns have been money. They continue to cover just everything here at this point. They did lose a game a couple of nights ago, but bounced back with consecutive wins. They lost to Houston, but still covered the spread in that one. They're on a massive spread run here as one of the hottest and most profitable teams in the league. They've won 8 of their last 10. They've covered 5 straight. They've also beat Washington in 5 straight games coming in, although Washington's covered 5 of the last 7 meetings, usually getting a bushel full of points like this. Washington's gone under in 6 of their last 8 games. Phoenix has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. So I'm taking Phoenix. I don't care. I'm just going to take Phoenix and lay the big number here. Phoenix destroys, and maybe they'll lack the motivation. Maybe the Wizards here can perk up. They've covered a few here of late. They covered some games as a dog at home, but out of it on the road, they're 7-11 ATS on the road, 14-20 ATS is a dog. Meanwhile, Phoenix is 14-2 against the spread as a favorite this season. I mean, that's like 14 here. They haven't done that too much, but they did lay 13.5 to Sacramento back on January 2nd. They beat them by 27 here at home. So I'm going to go ahead and try Phoenix. To me, they're the team that's highly overlooked, and maybe I'm just mad at the Wizards for that Pelicans game. I'm going to take Phoenix to crush here and win this one by well more than 14 points here on Sunday night. See what you got in this one. The teams did meet back on December 29th, and Phoenix won 115-101, covering 10.5 points at home. Or Phoenix covered 10.5 at Washington in that game. Whoops. Get your comments here of this one. All right, and Nine Legacy going to make the pick on Phoenix. Also, Blake says Suns first half here. And they have been, hey, Seth Dominus. Seth, nice to see you. Great to have Seth Dominus always here. All right, and Jimmy Knows, hello as well. Greg's got Phoenix to smack them. Next up, the Bucks are on the road taking on the Nuggets here. And the Bucks are road favorite, -2 here. Total 221.5. Of course, Nuggets still battling injuries, not only with Nikola Jokic, but other players as well. Jamal Murray's questionable here. Spencer Jones questionable. Valanciunas has been out for a while now as well. Now, the good news here, Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon, both probable. I think that's going to be important here for the Nuggets because those guys have been banged up too here for a game or two or three. And this will bode well, I think, for Denver here at home against Milwaukee. After all, Milwaukee has not been particularly impressive in this particular matchup. Milwaukee's just 3-12 straight up in their last 15 years here in Denver. Although Milwaukee's 4-1 ATS their last 5 on the road. They've won 5 of their last 7 overall coming into this one. Denver, meanwhile, has covered 4 of their last 6. Coming in, they've won 2 of 3, although they are coming in off of a loss against Atlanta. Remember, they just were a no-show in that game. Went out there with a pretty bad lineup as well. So they lost that game. It's been a little bit rough. That was their first game back from a long road trip. So it's always the second game back where they're going to be a little bit better here, it feels like. Let's see what you have here with Milwaukee and Denver. You might take Milwaukee, I don't know, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Denver's been a bit of an under here as a dog, 4-6 to the under, although they're 10-6 to the over on the road. It's just that Milwaukee mentioned their under tendencies here at 14 of their last 20 games going under. They're also 7-13 to the under on the road here so far. So let's see what you have there with Milwaukee and Denver here tonight in Denver. But I'm going to take the under in this one between the Bucks and the Nuggets here on the Morning's Team Show. But I think you kind of took the impression when I thought about the game here a little bit. And we've got our Thompson with the under long before I did there in that one. Greg likes the Bucks here to get it done. And I think, let's see here. Greg said they look pretty good against the Lakers. Did the Bucks? Yeah, I mean, Lakers got the money in there, but Bucks hung in there. I don't think they covered, though. Bucks are due against these Nuggets. Yeah, it's been a bad run for them, although it's mostly been, I think it's more of a home-dominated series. Actually, Milwaukee's won the last 3 at home against the last 2 at home, I think, against the Nuggets. And Robert's going to take the Bucks, you know that. And Nine Legacy says Phoenix on the money line. And Fernando says game time. Is there a soccer match starting here at 10 minutes to the hour?
Major lineman.
All right. Let's continue on here right now. I'm taking the under in that one. We got the Hawks on the road here, taking on the Warriors. And the Warriors favored by 6 here in this one. Total 232 right now. So Atlanta comes in here 19-21, but they've won a couple games in a row. All of a sudden here, Atlanta with wins over New Orleans and Denver as favorites and getting the money. It might be a new day here, a new dawn and a new day in Atlanta. Warriors, meanwhile, here wins and covers at home over Milwaukee and over the Kings as favorites here. So still favored by 6 going up against this Atlanta team. Atlanta did win at home, but that meeting was last year. The teams have not met yet so far this season. Coming in for the Warriors here, they are 10-8 against the spread at home, but Atlanta's 13-8 against the spread as a dog, also 13-9 against the spread on the road, mostly as a road dog here, make no mistake. For Atlanta here, they've gone 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games, but have lost 9 of 13 overall. Warriors just 2-4 ATS in their last 6, but they've won 8 of their last 11. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Warriors have gone over in 6 of their last 9 and 18-10 to the over as a favorite. Meanwhile, Atlanta may be trending under, but they are 13-9 to the over on the road here. So I would think maybe this is going to be an over game. Let's see what you guys think, though. Maybe I should go with the spread, but I want to see what you guys have in this one. Otherwise, maybe I'll default here to the total a little bit. Let's go to the chat. And this one, and Robert here. Let's see. I think Nine Legacy's asking if I'm on the Hawks spread. Robert here is on the Warriors, and yeah, they'll have a nice. I'm sure they'll do something nice here tonight for Mr. Weir following his passing. I mean, he was a big Warriors fan. We know that for sure. Big sports fan, basketball fan.
Final.
And they're all going away, Robert. They're all going away. And Terrell's here. He says Team Hawks team ball here in this one. And want to say hello to Hammer Crunch there. Nice to have Hammer Crunch there. Thanks, Hammer Crunch. I'll put my picks up against anybody. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Blake is on the Hawks. And there, yeah, he meant to say plus the points there in this one. And boy, after Hammer, I better make this one count with this game. I'll take the over then. I'm on. Pressure's on. Give me the over here with the Hawks and the Warriors tonight. I'm on the over for sure. We got to hit this one now. And one more here in the NBA tonight. We got the Rockets on the road taking on the Kings. It's not 12, man. It's higher than that. 13.5 right now to 22.5. So, yeah, the Rockets are laying a big number here, and well, I guess they should cover it, but still pretty big. Let me make sure we get it there. There we go. All right, man, 13.5 now. I'm gonna update the old sheet here with this one. With the Rockets on the road. Now, look, the Kings are in a long losing streak here, not covering anything right now. The Kings are just woeful. Did cover against Dallas a couple of games ago, but really other than that, they have done not a zilch, zero here. Kings have lost 7 straight, gone 1-6 against the spread in those 7 games, but Houston here just 1-5 ATS, and they've actually lost 4 of the last 5 games of the Sacramento Kings, going 1-4 against the spread. Now, the Kings are awful, we know that, but the Houston is kind of not really playing. We think of them as a good team. They're still pretty good. Now, Sengun has missed some games, and that's affected him here. And it looks like he's kind of coming back here. Let's see what his actual status is here right now. Checking out some other injury report there on. Some injury report came in. Sengun is questionable here still in this one. Eason is out for the Kings. Schroeder, he's suspended today. Murray is out as well. But again, for Houston, they just, for whatever reason, kind of sleepwalk through the Kings game here. I'm actually taking the Kings in this one tonight. For whatever reason, the Kings have been able to muster up some life here. Now, it hasn't always been the same team, but it is a Western Conference game, and Sacramento did win at home here, 125-124, just 3 weeks ago as a 12.5-point dog. So I'm going to take them again here. Yeah, there have been some games since then for both teams. So Houston going to come back here and play them again, where Sacramento's already beaten them here 3 straight times. Also beat them here last year, 132-127 and 120-111 last season. So the Kings are terrible. They're probably worse than that team for sure, but there's something here the Rockets just don't focus in this setting here in Sacramento. I'm going to take the Kings here in this one. Okay, Rockets in the first half here for Blake. Our Tops is on the under. And Greg says, this is Houston. Easy money today. Bo Jackson. Good morning, Bo. Robert's on the under here in this one. And let's see here. I like what Bob Weir says about music and sports. I'm a big music fan, and he says it's just like a team. Everybody's got to be in sync. You're all relying on one another to carry each other. And when one guy takes over, when one guy goes to show off, that ruins the performance sometimes. All right, Greg says it'll be a blowout. I'm taking the Kings. Russell Wilson over 15.5 meaningless points. All right, let's keep it going here right now, and I'm going to go to college ball here and look at some of the best games here in college ball tonight. And we got 5 games in the NBA, but we got to work quickly here. I don't think there's a show here with the guys today. I wish I knew better here. But I think even with 3 games, I'm not expecting them necessarily to be on here. If they are, we're going to get off the air a little bit. Just want to see if they're queued up with a Sunday betting show. No, I don't think they are. Okay, here's the. Okay, I don't know what we're showing tonight. All right, I see though they were on the air there for the Packers and the Bears game last night, so. Apologize for not making it to that. I thought because Razor was out, we weren't doing it. Oh, well. You guys are tired of me anyways. All right. Illinois and Iowa gets it going here with a big best game here. Think of the day with this one's at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, with Illinois and Iowa here in this one. And virtually a pick 'em here. In fact, Illinois is now the favorite.
Final.
Here in this one, maybe even by 1.5 right now. Total 143.5. I think we can put a hook on there for the Illini in this one. Okay, there we go. Illinois comes in ranked 16th. They're 12-3. Iowa comes in ranked 19th, and they're 12-3. Illinois has won 4 straight here right now with wins over Missouri, Southern U, Penn State, and Rutgers. All covers except for the Penn State game. They won by 8, favored by 14.5. For Iowa, meanwhile, they're coming off that loss, a road upset loss at Minnesota last time out. Minnesota keeps knocking some teams off, but before that, they were on a bit of a winning streak here right now. Iowa's 10-2 against the spread at home so far. Now Illinois has played a couple of road games here. They're 3-2 ATS on the true road, 6-4 ATS as a favorite. But man, Iowa's looking sharp here right now at home. Not only are they undefeated here right now, but getting things done here spread-wise. So I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa in this one. I think they can win this game over Illinois right now. Give me the Hawkeyes to win at home over the Illini here on Sunday. And you're welcome to comment here as well, and I'll show your comments and picks here in this one. For Iowa here, they are 10-3 against the spread, their last 13. Iowa is just 3-8-1 against the spread, their last 12 games here at home against the Illini. It hasn't been great. Illini has actually won 4 straight meetings between the two teams overall, including a meeting here last year. 73-61, Illinois did win here. And yeah, maybe they got a little bit of a better team than these guys right now, but I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa here. Let me see. There was an injury report here right now. Banks is questionable for Iowa. McCollum is out here for Iowa. So Iowa does have a little bit more of a significant injury report here, but I'm going to take the Hawkeyes in this one. All right. And let's see here. Blake is on Iowa here. Greg likes Illinois to rock him here, but he's got an under big time in this one. And I think Terrell's going over, though, here. I think, Barr on the over as well, but Robert's on the under. 9 legacy here. It's going to go over in the game, and Seth is liking Illinois in this one. So, yeah, I feel like I'm in the minority a little bit in that one. Let me go to another one here. Really good matchup here coming up. And it's going to be St. Joe's taking on Richmond here. This is feels like one of the sleeper games of the day here today with St. Joe's on the road here against Richmond. I'm showing right now Richmond favored here by 8.5 in this A10 matchup here. But you do have right now St. Joe's coming in 1-2. Richmond comes in 2-1 right now. This is the only game in the A10 today. Mason continues to lead the conference overall, 4-0 now after yesterday's win. St. Louis won but did not cover to go to 3-0. They beat LaSalle. Richmond comes in with 2 straight wins here with victories over St. Bonaventure and Fordham. They got the money in both those. St. Joe's stopped a bad 3-game losing streak with a win against Duquesne, covering as a 2.5-point dog. But St. Joe's just 4-10 against the spread right now, 2-5 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Richmond here, 5-4. ATS at home. So a little bit of a number they have to lay here, but St. Joe's has had some pretty weak results. They've still won the last 2 meetings between these 2 teams overall. Let's see what you have here in this one with St. Joe's taking on Richmond here today on Sunday. And I want to hear your picks in the chat. If you like, here we go. Richmond to cover here. Greg like Richmond to do it. Art Tom says Richmond here. Lay it. I think she's meaning to lay it there. Robert going with the under here in this one. And Robert says take the Spiders. Greg says that they're not looking too good, are these? But it's all Spiders here, huh? Wow. Look at this. Everybody's on Richmond to roll this team right now. Okay, I gotcha. Man, I might have to just roll with the chat here. You guys love Richmond to take care of business here. And, yeah, St. Joe's has had some clunky performances so far, it feels like, to say the least. And, man, if everybody's on Richmond, I'll just take Richmond with the chat. I'm not blaming the chat. If we lose, it's my fault. I'll take Richmond. We're rolling with Richmond here. Everybody's on Richmond. I was going to talk about the total maybe, but like what you guys are saying here. Let's go to the next one here. Kind of go kind of fast here. Merrimack. Now, here's a good game. Here's a real good game. I was trying to sell you on that. Although I did see the line just moving here on that Richmond game. The total moving here to, looks like maybe down to 150.5. Okay, anyways, Merrimack and St. Peter's here. This is a big-time game in the MAAC here with this one. Right now, Merrimack comes in 6-0, undefeated. St. Peter's comes in 4-1 in conference play. So for Merrimack here and Kavera, Kennedy, and crew, they are 2.5-point dog, 2-point dog right now. Says they're on the screen. Yeah, 2-1, maybe down to 131 here.
Steam play.
There's some steam in the background here in the NBA. It's on the Bucks and the Nuggets.
Play.
Uh-oh. Guess what? The steam just came rolling in also. We've got to get this one out first. Illinois and Iowa. Steam to the under here right now. We just talked about it. I don't know if I agree with this, but the steam's coming in, and this one's going lower. Was 143.5 on screen there, right? We're down to 142.5. Maybe even going to 142 here right now between Illinois and Iowa. 142 at circa here right now. Steam to the under right now. Also, the NBA steam that just came in was the Bucks and the Nuggets. Steam to the under. Maybe it was you guys. After I said go under, the steam's coming in on the under right now, down to 220 here, it looks like, with that game. 220.5 here at some books. 220.5, but steam coming in on the under. I just went with the under in that Bucks Nuggets game. Sure, it's a coincidence. And Greg says Richmond's the Cinderella team. Here's St. Peter's for 9 Legacy. Here we go with this Merrimack here for Greg. And yeah, Merrimack's riding high in first place here right now in conference play. They've won 4 straight conference games here. Sacred Heart, Mount St. Mary's, Manhattan, Siena. They've covered them all too. And that's what Terrell says. Come on, return of the MAC. St. Peter's, they look pretty good, though. They covered against Fairfield, covered against Marist. Yeah, they lost against Mount St. Mary's here, but I think Merrimack here feels like a better team right now. St. Peter's is 4-2 against the spread so far at home, so give this team some credit. They're in the race here right now for sure. Merrimack, though, has won 8 of their last 9 overall, covered 6 of their last 7 overall right now. India did just win here by 4 wickets over New Zealand. St. Peter's has covered 5 of their last 6. They've won 5 of their last 7. They've also gone 7-1 straight up in their last 8 at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. St. Peter's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Merrimack's gone under in 8 of their last 9. I'm going to take Merrimack here for sure, but I think I got a premium on the total, so we'll see. And Terrell says MAAC road teams are doing it this year. You know, Terrell's got the stats on that. And Blake likes Merrimack here as well. And yeah, it looks like the line's been moving in Merrimack's favor. Cincinnati's on the road, taking on Central Florida tonight. You got Central Florida here favored by 3, total 151.5 in this one. Central Florida here, they beat Kansas at home so far. Hey, Cincinnati, they're a bunch of dogs for sure, but still they've covered so far. Terrible right now. Cincinnati 3-12 ATS right now. Also, here's some steam. Didn't get much steam here today, huh? Canisius and Iona, steam to the under. These two teams are going kind of under here, huh? Canisius and Iona, steam to the under. It was 144. We're down to 142.5 right now with Canisius and Iona, steam to the under right now. Also here, let's see, Cincinnati and Central Florida. Central Florida comes in 12-2. They're ranked 25th. You know, they beat Kansas and then threw in came in after that and lost to Oklahoma State on the road. In a near pick'em game, they got kind of blown out of that one. Could have saw that one coming. Cincinnati, meanwhile, has not looked good in these last 2 games, although they were tough games against Houston and West Virginia. Still, Cincinnati just 1-5 against the spread as an underdog so far this season. They're also 5-10 against the spread overall. UCF is 500 against the spread so far this year, but they've won 11 of their last 12. They're 4-2 ATS in their last 6. Cincinnati's gone under in 6 straight. Central Florida's gone under in 5 of their last 7. Let's see what you have in this one with Cincinnati and Central Florida. All right, it's going to be Cincinnati on the money line and 9 Legacy. Oh, man, 9 Legacy. Oh, that's awesome, 9 Legacy. Man, did you have a wicked googly? Blake here says UCF, and our tops is on the under here. I think the one reason why, I mean, other than I'm just a gambler and now cricket's on TV a lot, so I like it, but I was enamored by the Sean Gale teams of the West Indies back in the day, because we would pick up these games on satellite dish, on the old satellite dishes. People would come and watch them, and I just did the West Indies. We always hosted these big parties for West Indies cricket, and I just thought they were at the time, right? I mean, man, those days are long gone for West Indies, but they had the batsmen, the sluggers. It felt like they were playing on a different level, but that's not like that anymore. All right. I got to make a pick here in this one between Cincinnati and South Florida. And this, man, talking up a good game here on the under here in this one, but I'm actually going to go over tonight with Cincinnati and South Florida. If I'm wrong on this one, it's only because of the eye test, because Cincinnati's a big time under here so far, but at 151.5, I think Central Florida is going to be able to put up a good number here, and they might get this money for sure, but I don't know if they're necessarily slowing down Cincinnati here. Cincinnati did throw in a couple of clunkers here with their scoring a little bit, but all right, UCF here for Robert as well. All right, let's see. I got one more tonight. It's Ohio State
Final.
taking on Washington. Here in this one, Washington favored by 1.5, 154.5 or so, it looks like. Ohio State coming in here off of that win over Oregon on Saturday. They did the job, didn't they? On the road in Eugene, they really crushed it here on Ohio State in that game for Washington here. Back-to-back losses against Indiana and Purdue, but hey, they got the money against Purdue. We were on them that one to get the money. Ohio State 3-1 as an underdog so far this season. Washington, meanwhile, 5-3. ATS at home coming into this one, and it's a manageable number here for a home team right now. But let's see here, oh man, it's up to 155.5. Oh man, well. Kind of want to take the over, and it's getting a little high here, so maybe it'll just be my free play on the show, because I just think it's got to go over, right? More so than oh man, it's like a 3-point tax on it, but I do like the over here in this game. Oh boy. Ohio State's not a big time under here, I know that. Probably just going to do it here. Let's see, Washington 6-1 at home. 6-1. They're at home this season. Ohio State is 3-1 on the road. I'm just going to take the over here. I probably am too much tax here a little bit. Maybe I'm just piling on this steam here, but I'm going to take the over here. Don't even have a real good reasoning other than I think the eye test a little bit. I mean, you got guys like Claude out there. All right, give me the over. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. 9 Legacy, Ohio State money line. Barr is on Ohio State. Greg here liking Washington at home. Robert liking Washington. That probably is a way to go. Blake's on the over with me. Probably should have been Washington. All right, let's look at 5 hockey games here real quick. Then let's go. I mean, come on. We got a couple hours. I'm going to have a big breakfast and get ready for hopefully we're on tonight with the guys. Oh, I see. The guys did their show already. I should be watching this stuff. Okay. Let's see what Terrell says. So far, Big Ten teams have had more success on the West Coast than the West Coast teams have had with the Big Ten. Yeah, no doubt. You know what, Terrell? I think here a little bit, I just think that those West Coast Big Ten teams are going to have had trouble getting more acclimated to the situation, right? They're the teams that also invaded the Big Ten. I don't know if that's the way to put it, but Greg says you don't think Ohio State will score a lot on the road. Okay, my bad. Okay, let's go to the NHL here. Take a look at 5 games here tonight with the Devils. We'll go quickly here. Devils taking on the Jets here in this one. The Jets 20-2. They've lost 3 straight. Guess what? Winnipeg finally won. When I went against them, that was time to go on them, I guess. They just beat the Kings 5-1 a couple of nights ago to end that 11-game losing streak. Right now, New Jersey, what's wrong with them? They've lost to Carolina, the Islanders, and Winnipeg. They better win this one against Winnipeg. Here, should note, of all things, I mean, talk about Winnipeg and how bad they've been. Listen to this. So New Jersey just 3-13 last 16 games against Winnipeg overall, and Winnipeg 7-1 at home against New Jersey. So yeah, Winnipeg's struggling here. They finally won one. New Jersey's struggling too. You expect them to win? I think I expect them to win, but man, does seem kind of. This is a situation where they don't perform very well. New Jersey, they get lost. They get lost in Winnipeg and end up losing here. But I don't know. Maybe Winnipeg's been just bad enough here that you could give them a look-see maybe in this one. But let's see. The total at 5.5 there. I'm going to have to go over in this one. I'm going to go over. There's a lot of 6 under 20s too, but a lot of 5.5 over 20s. Give me the over in this one with New Jersey and Winnipeg. All right, Jets under here for our Thompson and Blake. But Greg says the Jets will keep rolling to a second straight victory. And next up, the Penguins are on the road here, taking on Boston. Penguins 21-13-9. They've been hot. So's Boston. Boston's won 2 straight here with wins over Rangers and Calgary, but they've been hotter than that. Pittsburgh lost to Calgary. That was awkward yesterday. Calgary got that win. Boston scored 10 goals yesterday in that win over the Rangers, so probably should have saved some here for today. I think Pittsburgh's got a chance here to pull off this one. They're actually on the road favorite here, right? $1.20 or so. Man, maybe this is the Pittsburgh spot here, it seems like right now. Pittsburgh is 11-6 on the road so far this season. Boston's 14-8 at home. They've done a nice job here for sure. But, look at this series overall coming in. Pittsburgh is actually just 1-4 straight up against Boston in the last 5 games. Pittsburgh also has lost 14 of the last 18 trips here into Boston. But I don't know. I kind of like Pittsburgh tonight. Maybe I'll go with the total. Let's see what you guys have in this one between Boston and Pittsburgh here. I'll go to the chat and see what you got here. Let me crack this open here. All right. For Pittsburgh, let's see, they've won 6 of their last 7 games overall. Here, Boston in a groove also, won 4 of their last 5. 13 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Boston's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games at home coming into this one. So let's see what you have here. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the road. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. 9 Legacy says Winnipeg -1.5. Boston money line for 2 plays for 9 Legacy. Greg says Pittsburgh 4-3. Our Tomps does like the over here in this one. And Bo's going to take the Steelers tomorrow. Robert here liking the Penguins with me today as well. That's good. I'm going to take Pittsburgh here on the road. All right, we're going kind of quickly here. I want to wrap up this show. Columbus on the road here, taking on the. Why do I do that half the time? I always put Jazz. I never do it for any other team. Is it because they're a new team, new nickname, the Mammoth, or I don't know. Okay. Blue Jackets here, big dog on the road, but man, this I don't mind rolling with Columbus a little bit in some of these games, but this one feels like it might be a little bit rough. Columbus comes in here losers of 4 straight games right now to Pittsburgh, San Jose, Vegas, and Colorado. Utah, meanwhile, has won 3 straight, and they just dumped Ottawa and St. Louis on the puck line. I think they might do the same thing here, actually, in this matchup. Let's hear hear from you, though. I feel like this is going to be maybe one-sided, and that maybe $1.90 isn't too bad here in this matchup. Now, the total there is it really 6.5? Come on. There's enough 6.5s out there. I don't know. I'm buying it here necessarily. Give me the under in this one with Columbus and Utah. You can. I'm going to call it 6 over 20. So you can grade me on a little bit tougher line here, but I'm going to go under in this one with Columbus and Utah. Utah's 11-8 to the over on the road, but I think if you look overall at the series matchup here right now, Utah and Columbus have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games that they've met. Columbus is 7-2 in their last 9 on the road against this franchise. Won some games in Arizona as well. Columbus has dropped 5 of their last 6, so to the franchise overall, and they've lost 5 of their last 6 coming in. I'm going to take the under in this one. Let's see here. Blue Jackets under for our tops. Robert's on the under as well. Greg says Mammoth to crush it, but Nine Legacy is going to take that money line today with Columbus. All right, couple more. And it's going to be the Caps on the road, taking on the Predators here. And look, I've been betting on the Predators, but I think I've stopped for today at least. I think the Caps, a little bit of a favorite here. Might have to lay the price. They've already gone up like $1.35 to $1.50 here. I feel like this is a trouble spot for Nashville today. Nashville's 10-19 as an underdog. This has not necessarily been their best role. We know they've kind of maybe been a favorite. I don't want to say too many times because they seem like they win as a favorite, but here they're a dog and this is their best spot. Washington's 18-12 as a favorite. Still got to lay a little bit with them here, but Washington's won the last 2 meetings between the 2 teams. In fact, they have not met this year. In fact, they met a year ago to the day, and Washington won at Nashville here 4-1. So maybe that'll be the score today. They met last on January 11th of 2025. So, okay, I'm gonna say exact score line. Got a steam move here in the background with UAB and East Carolina. We're seeing some steam in this one to the over with UAB and East Carolina. It was 148. They're up to 149.5 here with UAB and East Carolina. All right, let me hear what you have. Maybe anything in this one with Washington here up against Nashville. I know it's $1.50 here, but I might be willing to still lay it here. Let me go to the chat and see what you got here, if anything. All right, our Tom's on the Capitals game to go under. Blake likes it under as well. And let's see, Nine Legacy still going on Nashville, though, here, and also under for a parlay. Philly Flyers on the Caps here. I got a big Capitals here, I think, myself, but hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Caps. It's $1.50. There's only 5 games. Give me the Capitals here on the road. One more tonight, and let's get it over with here. But come on, the Golden Knights are taking on the Sharks. Golden Knights are $1.70. They got Lindbaum apparently in there in goal. Sharks have been one of the best money-making teams all season long. How can you not take them here to make us some more money at home? San Jose, the only team in the league even close, up 15 units so far this season. No other team is even up over 8 or 9 units, I think, right now. San Jose continues to be money. Why wouldn't we take them here against the Knights? Now, the Knights have won 3 in a row. They were having some woes in there for sure, but they've woken up here with wins over Columbus, Winnipeg, and St. Louis. Not the hardest schedule in the world here of late for Vegas. And San Jose's been tough, man. They've won 3 in a row themselves over Columbus, LA, and Dallas. That's a little bit tougher schedule. The Golden Knights have been winning a few of these matchups here against these guys for sure. Golden Knights have won 10 straight against San Jose. Let's see if that ends today. I want to take San Jose in this one at home. Give me the Sharks here. The puck line is probably too high, actually, so I'm taking them here, San Jose on the money line. Losers of 10 straight to the Golden Knights. I'll take San Jose. San Jose's gone over in 8 of their last 9 at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Did Greg say it's going to be 4-3 San Jose? San Jose's gone over in 8 straight. Vegas has gone over in 8 of their last 11 and over in 4 of their last 5 on the road. Probably should have taken the over. Give me San Jose. Come on. Sharks money line here for 9 Legacy. Billy Flyer might like the old trifecta. I think it's this game. And our Top's on the Sharks. Robert's on the Sharks. You got to go with the Sharks here. This has been, I don't know if I've seen it like this with hockey, right? I know I've talked about the incredible 1-goal games, but it also doesn't seem like that even sometimes where I guess some of the big favorites have won big, but it also seems like sometimes these $2, $3 favorites still only win by 1, not covering the spread necessarily. That's it for the Morning Steam show. We're going to do a drawing here right now and give someone a month's worth of plays here. Thanks for a few people. I know I kind of rushed it there yesterday. We got a few signups there with the old Xmas, but it's going to be gone now. Don't use Xmas anymore. It doesn't work. Or maybe it still does work for a day or so. All right, Greg, there it is. 4-3 Sharks. All right, let's do the drawing first. Let's hear from Mikey, and then let's get out of here.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, and really appreciate it. Hey, that's how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. I'm, over here giving you guys this show every day, and I really appreciate the opportunity from Mikey and Jeff to be on the channel, but to keep me coming back, I want to make sure everybody's subscribed up. And hey, if you really like what I'm offering, why not subscribe for just $16, $17 a month, 41 cents a day when I add some extra days on there over at winnable.com. Let's do the drawing. Someone's going to win 1 month right now. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Flea, Jimmy, Toucan, Charles, Mike Humphrey, Wager Detective in there. Also, Hammer Crunch. The winner today it's Nate. There we go. Good, Nate. Good to see him on here. Nate wins today. I don't think he'll need my picks, but always good to honor Nate here. Doing a great job with the I think Nate's missed a couple of we had maybe less than stellar commenters here over the last couple of days, but we just moved on from it. Okay, thanks everybody for joining me here on the show. Have a great sports betting day. We'll be back tomorrow, preview the action there with the NFL Monday Night Football game. So thank you, everybody. Good to see Parma Jake in there as well today. It's going to do it for the show, and we'll be back tomorrow. Really appreciate it. Join us tonight. I think it's I don't know which game it is. I really don't, but could be. I feel like it should be that Philly. Maybe both games. I don't know, but
Final.
Feels like with Mike we should do the Philly game. I mean, nobody cares about the Chargers, well, except for me and Nate, of course. All right, that's going to do it for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the